Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. In today's class, we shall discuss about state and national level previous year Olympiad questions from the topic computation operations. Okay, in the previous week we learnt about the computation operations, right? So in today's class we learn about the previously asked Olympiad questions from this topic. Coming to question number 1, which of the following property of multiplication is shown in the statement given below? 3 into 6 is equal to 6 into 3. Yes, even though the order of the numbers here is changed, the product will not change. Which property is this, children? Commutative. Option D. Yes, even though the order is changed, the product will not change. So the answer is option D, commutative. Coming to question number 2. The correct order to apply operations is. Now children, how can we know in which order to apply the operations? BODMAS. Yes, BODMAS. Now here, see, bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. So this is the order in which we need to apply operations. Now let us check which option is the correct one. Addition, multiplication, division, subtraction. AMDS. Yes, so it is wrong. Next, option B, DMSA. DMSA. But what do we have here? DMAS. So again option B is wrong. Coming to option C, DMAS. Division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. That is what we have in BODMAS, right? Yes, so option C will be our correct answer. The correct order is division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Clear children? Coming to question number 3. 96 by 2 is equal to 48 is not equivalent to 2. Now here the quotient is 48. Yes. So in the same way we need to find answers of all these numbers here. We have to find the products. Now what should we find out? The number which is not equivalent to 48. First let us find out the products. 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. Here again 4 2s are 8, 4 1s are 4. 6 8s are 48, 7 8s are 56. If you observe, option A, B and C have 48 as their answers, but option D has 56. It is not equal to 48. So option D will be our correct answer. Clear children? Coming to question number 4. 86 minus 23 is equal to dash. Which of the following statement is not equivalent to the given statement? Again, first we need to find out the difference. 86 minus 23. What will it be? 6 minus 3, 3. 8 minus 2, 6. 63 is our answer. Now let us find out the values of our options here. 7 9s are 63. 3 1s are 3. 3 2s are 6. 45 plus 18. 8 plus 5, 13. 3 here, 1 carried. 1 plus 4, 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Clear children? Now if you see option A, B, C all have 63 as their answers. So even without checking we can say that option D will not be equal to 63. Okay. Even without solving we can say that option D will not be equal to 63. But again let us solve and see. 187 divided by 2. 2 9s are 18. Yes children, when we subtract 0, 7 is brought down. 2 3s are 6. 7 minus 6 become 1 is our remainder. What is this? 93 is the quotient here. Yes. Clear, right? Option D is the correct answer. Why? Because its answer is 93, which is not equivalent to the difference of 86 and 23. Moving to question number 5. Which of the following equation shows the identity property of addition? What is that children? Which one? Option B, 0 plus 3 is equal to 3. So whenever we add 0 to a number, the answer will be the number itself. There will be no change in the answer. So this is called as what? This is called the additive identity or else the identity property of addition. Clear? Coming to question number 6. What should be subtracted from 14y to get 8y as answer. Understand the question carefully, children. From 14y, we need to subtract something so that the answer becomes 8y. Now what do we have here? This is the minuend and this is the difference. See, understanding right, children? The bigger number is given here, minuend is given and the difference is given. Now how will you find out the subtrahend? Subtrahend is equal to minuend minus difference. Yes, the given two numbers, the difference of minuend and difference here. 14y minus 8y. Now you might be confused what to do with this y. See, if I say 14 apples minus 8 apples, what will be the answer be, children? 4 minus 8 is not possible, so we'll borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6, and then as both are apples, the answer will be apples. 6 apples. Yes, in the same way here it is 14y minus 8y. Now 14 minus 8 is 6, and then y should be written as it is. Clear, children? What will be the answer now? 6y. Now when 6y will be subtracted from 14y, 8y will be our answer. Clear? Yes, the y is to be written as it is, just like we write apples or oranges or any other terms. Coming to question number 7. 96 divided by 4 plus 1020 minus 982. Now here we are having division, addition and subtraction. If you remember the BODMAS rule, yes, what should we do first? Division. So let us divide. 96 divided by 4. Yes, children? Now 4 2s are 8. When we subtract 9 minus 8, 1. 6 is brought down. 4 4s are 16. Remainder is 0. What is the quotient? 24. 24 is what? 24 is the quotient for 96 divided by 4. Then plus 1020 minus 982. Now next what should we do? Addition. So let us add 24 plus 1020. 0 plus 4, 4. 2 plus 2, 4. 0 and 1. What is our answer? 1044. Now from that what should we do? We should subtract 982. Yes, children? Yes. 4 minus 2, 2. 4 minus 8 is not possible. So we'll borrow. 14 minus 8, 6. 9 minus 9, 0. And 0 minus nothing is again 0 here, right? So what is the answer? 62 is our answer, option C. Now how did we solve this? Using the BODMAS rule. BODMAS. Brackets of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Clear, children? The correct answer is option C, 62. Question number 8. Which is equal to 4 into 8 plus 4 into 60? Now again, children, if you want, you can pause the video here. Try solving this question in your book. Then again I'll explain, right? So then after solving, you can play the video, listen to my explanation and see whether the answer you got is correct or not. Okay? Okay. Now if you remember this 4 into 8 plus 4 into 60, this is our distributive property. Yes, 4 is common here in both. In both of these brackets, what is common? 4. So 4 will be written outside. 4, after 4 we are having the into sign. Then brackets open. 8. Then the plus sign. Then 60. Clear, children? What did we do? Here in both the numbers 4 is common. So 4 is written outside and then the into sign. Now open the brackets. Now besides 4, what numbers do we have? 8 and 60. Now between these two, what symbol is to be kept? Plus symbol here. So what is our answer? 4 into 8 plus 60. That is nothing but option A, 4 into 60 plus 8. Clear, children? This is our distributive property of multiplication. Coming to question number 9. Match the following. Now here we are having two lists, list 1 and list 2. Now we should find out the value of this number, value of this two terms here. We should find out the sum and then match it with the same difference. See, 25 plus 8 is what? 25 plus 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. 1 carried. 2 plus 1 is 3. 33. So 25 plus 8 is 33. Yes, children. Now if you look at the given options here, 80 minus 11 is how much? We cannot subtract 0 minus 1, so we'll borrow. 10 minus 1 is 9. 7 minus 1 is 6. It is 69. Yes. So again it is our wrong answer. Now coming to option number 2. 220 minus 76. Again 0 minus 6 is not possible. We'll borrow. 10 minus 6 4. 1 minus 7 is not possible. Again we need to borrow. 11 minus 7 4 and 1. What is the answer? 144. Again this is not our correct answer. 49 minus 42 minus 9 is how much, children? 33. Yes, 42 minus 9 is 33. Now lastly 100 minus 7 is how much? 93. Okay, clear? What did we do? We found out all the differences in list 2. Now we should match it with the same sum in list 1. Now here option A has 33 as the sum, which is equal to option number 3 in list 2. See, in A is equal to what? 3. So A is equal to 3. We are having two options, A and D, in which A is equal to 3. Now moving on to B. Now what can B be? B can either be 4 or equal to 2. Let us see. 87 plus 6. 7 plus 6 is what? 7 plus 6 is 13. 3 here, 1 carried. 8 plus 1, 9. What is B? 93. Now 93 is equal to what? Option number 4. Yes, B is equal to 4. So which option here has it? Option A has A3, B4. Yes or no, children? A3, B4. So then this will be our correct answer, option A. Even without solving C and D, we can say that option A is our correct answer. See here they are saying A is equal to 2. Is it equal to 2? No. So it will be a wrong answer. Here they are saying A is equal to 4. It is not, right? So again this will be a wrong answer. Here in option D, A is equal to 3. But they are saying that B is equal to 2. But B is equal to 4. So D is also our wrong answer. So option A, A3, B4, C2 and D1 is our correct answer. If you want, you can even cross check, children. 8 plus 6 is 8 plus 6 is 14. 4 here, 1 carried. Now 7 plus 6 plus 1 is 14. 144. That is equal to 2 here. Now 65 plus 4 is equal to 69. That is equal to option 1. Yes, C is equal to 2 and D is equal to 1. So option A is our correct answer here. Coming to question number 10. Again a similar problem. 3 8s are 24. Yes. 15 3s are 45. 9 9s are 81. 3 10s are 30. 6 5s are 30. Yes, children. 6 5s are 30. Now see, this might be a little difficult for you. 27 into 3. It's okay. Don't multiply it right now. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. 4 6 are 24. 9 5s are 45. Let us match the numbers that we know here. A is 24. So is 3. B is 45. That is equal to 4. Now D is 30. That is equal to 1. Now what is remaining? C and 2 are remaining. So we can say that 3 into 27 is equal to 81. That is equal to C. Now which option is the correct one, children? A is equal to 3. B is equal to 4. C is equal to 2 and D is equal to 1. Which is that? Option A. 3, 4, 2, 1. Yes, so option A is our correct answer. Coming to question number 11. If there are 5,000 mangoes in 100 boxes, how many mangoes will be there in 75 boxes? What are they saying? In total there are 5000 mangoes in 100 boxes. Clear, children? Now we need to find out how many mangoes will be there in 75 boxes. For that, what should we do first? First we should find out the number of mangoes in one box. How will you find out that? 5000 divided by 100. Yes or no, children? Yes. So if you remember the last class of division, children, yes, that is our previous class. Now 100 is having two zeros, so the last two digits will be the remainder. 0 0 will be our remainder, and what will be the quotient? The remaining two digits, that is 50. Yes or no? This is what we have learned, right? What is our quotient now? Our quotient is 50. So what can we say? There are 50 mangoes in one box. 5000 mangoes in 100 boxes. That means 50 mangoes in one box. Now how many mangoes will be there in 75 boxes? 50 into 75. 5 zeros are 0. 5 5s are 25. Again 7 new number, new line. 1 0 first. 7 zeros are 0. 7 5s are 35. Adding our partial products. 0 plus 0. 5 plus 0 5. 2 plus 5 7. 3. What is our answer? 3750. That is option B. Clear, children? First we found out the number of mangoes in one box and then we multiplied it with 75. So that we will get the number of mangoes in 75 boxes. Question number 12. If Fatima has an equal number of notes in denomination of 10, 5 and 2 and the total amount she has is rupees 510, then the number of notes of each she had. See, what are they saying? Fatima has notes of equal denomination 10, 5 and 2. What does the denomination means? On 10 rupees note, what will be written? 10. Yes, so 10 will be the denomination of that note. On a small coin, 1 will be written. So the denomination is 1. On somewhat larger coin, the denomination will be 2. Yes, so whatever is written on that number or coin will be its denomination. Now what is Fatima having? Fatima is having 10 rupee, 5 rupee and 2 rupee denomination notes. Yes, she is having notes with 10, 5 and 2 rupees. Now what is the total amount she has is rupees 510. Now these 10, 5 and 2 rupee notes she is having in equal number. Let us say if she has two 10 rupees notes, she has the same 2 5 rupee notes and 2 2 rupee notes only. Clear, children? The number is the same here. See, or else if she has suppose 3 10 rupees notes, then she has 3 5 rupee notes and 3 2 rupees notes. Clear? So what can we understand from this? That the number of notes she has, number of notes of one denomination she has is equal 10, 5 plus 2 is equal to 510. Yes, if we add all the money she has, then the total is 510 rupees. Now we do not know exactly how many 10 rupee notes she is having, or how many 5 rupee notes she is having, or how many 2 rupee notes she is having. Yes, children? Yes. Now what can we say? We can say that whenever in mathematics, whenever we don't know the exact number, we don't know what could be the number, we represent it by x. We do not know the number of notes she is having, so we are representing it with x. Why is x written for all the three denominations? Because she has equal number of notes for all denominations, the same number of notes. Now again, just in the previous question I have taken the example of apples, right, children? Just in the same way, consider this as 10 plus 5 plus 2 apples. 10 plus 5 15, 15 plus 2 17, and as all the numbers are having x, this also will have x here. So 17x is equal to 510. Now 17 notes is equal to 510. 17 into x. Now what is 1x equal to? We want to find out only x. How many number of nodes is she having? We want to find out only x. So to find out that, what should we do? We should divide 510 by 17. What should we do? We should divide 510 by 17. Yes children, 17. What did I say? Assume this x as apples. When 17 apples is equal to 510, how much will one apple be equal to? We'll divide, right? 510 divided by 17. In the same way, here x is equal to 510 divided by 17. Let us divide now. See, 17 ones are 17, 17 twos are 34, 17 threes are 51. So we got our 51 here. 17 threes are 51. When we subtract, 0 will be our answer. Now the number 0 is brought down. 17 zeros are 0. When we subtract, 0 is our remainder. What is the quotient, children? 30. Now what is this quotient equal to? X, right? X is equal to 510 divided by 17. Now what did we get as the answer? 30. 30 is equal to x. What is this x? X is the number of nodes she is having of each denomination. So what is our answer? X is equal to 30. That is option C here. I hope this is clear, children. Coming to question number 13. Estimate which sign makes the sentence true. 296 divided by 5 dash 78. If you look at the signs, one is greater than, one is less than, and the other is equal to. So to compare whether these are greater, equal, or less than each other, what should we do? We should first find out its quotient. 296 divided by 5. Now if you take 2 is less than the divisor here, so we need to take 2 digits. We know that 5 5s are 25. When we subtract 9 minus 5 4, 2 minus 2 0, bringing another number down. Now how many times is it, children? 5 9s are 45. So when we subtract, 6 minus 5 1, 4 minus 4 0, 1 is our remainder. What is the quotient? 59. See, 296 by 5 is equal to 59. Now here on the other side we are having 78. Now how to compare which is the greater one? If you remember what I said about the greater than and less than symbol, what will we do, children? Always we want the bigger number, or always we want a bigger chocolate to eat. Now of these two numbers, which is the bigger one? 78. Yes. So we'll open our mouth towards 78. Understood? See. So that is how we keep the symbol here. 59 is less than 78, or simply less than starts with the letter L. Now if you look at this symbol here, this also looks like L only. So this symbol looks like L, stands for less than, and the other symbol stands for greater than. Okay children? So what sign should we use here? Option B, that is less than symbol. 296 divided by 5 is less than 78. Clear children? Coming to question number 14. There are 1,28,039 roses in a garden. If one rose out of every 13 roses is spoiled, then the total number of spoiled roses is. See, of these so many roses, yes, of these so many roses, what is the problem here, children? 1 out of every 13 roses is spoiled. If we divide this into groups of 13, if we divide these roses into groups of 13, from that groups, one rose is spoiled. Yes, from each group, one rose is spoiled. If I say that this can be divided into 3 groups of 13, this total number of roses can be divided into 3 groups of 13, then how many spoiled roses will be there, children? 1 from each group. So 1, 2, 3. Yes, the total number of groups is equal to the total number of spoiled roses. Yes or no? Understanding? See, if I say that the total number of roses can be split into 3 groups of 13, and as we know, what do we know? From each 13 roses, 1 rose is spoiled. So from the first group 1 rose, from the second group 1 rose, and from the third group 1 rose will be spoiled. Now what will be the total number of spoiled roses? 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 3. Now what is this 3? This 3 is also equal to the number of groups. Yes, so the number of groups we can divide these roses into determines the total number of spoiled roses. Now how can we divide this 1,82,039 into groups of 13? Division, yes or no, children? Yes, so 1,82,039 divided by 13. 18 is to be taken. 13 ones are 13. When we subtract 5, 2. Let us write the table first. 13 ones are 13. 13 twos are 26. 13 threes are 39. 13 fours are 52. 13 fives are 65. 13 six are 78. Okay. So here 52 is 13 fours are 52. When we subtract 0, again if you bring another digit down, here 0. So 13 zeros are 0. Again 0 will be the difference. Now bringing 3 down here. Now 3 is less than 13. We cannot divide. So before 13, what number comes here? 13 zeros are 0. So we'll go with that. 13 zeros are 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. Now bringing the 9 down, 39. Now where does 39 come in 13th table, children? 13 threes are 39. When we subtract 0 will be a final remainder. What is the quotient? 14,003. What does this mean? These total roses can be divided into 14,003 groups of 13. Yes. So what will be the total number of spoiled roses? 14,003. Now let us look at the options. That is option C, 14,003. Clear, children? Understanding the concept, right? So once you understand what is asked in the question, it becomes very easy for us to solve it. Question number 15. Use the multiplication operation and evaluate the following questions. Now what is this? 24 into 64. Very simple and straightforward question, children. 4 fours are 16. 6 here 1 carried. 4 twos are 8 plus 1 9. Now new number in a new line. Now after 6 we are having 1 digit here. So we'll place 1 0. 6 fours are 24. 4 here 2 carried. 6 twos are 12 plus 2 14. Adding our partial products. 6 plus 0 6. 9 plus 4 15. 9 plus 4 13. 3 here 1 carried. 1 plus 4 5 and 1. 1 5 3 6 is our answer. That is option C. Very easy question, right? Yes. Question number 16. Again use the multiplication operation. 1042 into 5. Again simple and straightforward question. Sometimes we get lucky and simple questions are also asked in the exam. 5 twos are 10. 0 here 1 carried. 5 fours are 20 plus 1 21. 1 here 2 carried. 5 zeros are 0 plus 2 becomes 2. 5 ones are 5. What is the answer, children? 5210. That is option A. Moving on to question number 17. Again multiplication is to be done here. 106 into 35. 5 6 are 30. 3 here 0 here 3 carried. 5 zeros are 0 plus 3 becomes 3. 5 ones are 5. Now coming to the next number 0, next digit 3, a new digit, so new line. After 3 we are having 1 digit, so 1 0. 3 6 are 18. 8 here 1 carried. 3 zeros are 0 plus 1 becomes 1. 3 ones are 3. Adding our partial products. 0 plus 0 0. See, children. So what did we get here in the units place? 0. If you look at the options carefully, only option A has 0 in the units place. So even without adding the remaining numbers, I can say that option A is my correct answer. Okay. Again, if you are even smart enough, what can you do here is take the digits in the units places. 5 6 are how much? 5 6 are 30. Now in this product, what number is in the units place? 0. So look at the options and tell me which number has 0 in the units place. Option A. So option A will be a correct answer. Understood? So what happens in Olympiad exams is we'll be having little time and we have to solve many questions as possible. So in this way, even without doing the whole multiplication, we can directly write the answer. Understanding, children? Multiply the digits in units place and look at what digit comes in the units place of the product and match it with the given options. Let us cross check by actually adding it. 3 plus 8 becomes 11. 1 here, 1 carried. 5 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 1, 7 and then 3. Yes, we got the same answer, that is 3710. Option A. Moving on to question 18. Now again, multiplication 101.0 into 101. Now children, don't get confused. Now what is this 0.0? 101.0 is nothing but 101 only. Okay, is nothing but 101 only. There is nothing extra about it or there is nothing new about it. So just consider it as 101 only. Forget or remove the 0.0. So 101 into 101. Now as I said, first let us see by multiplying the units digits. 1 ones are 1. If you look at the options, option A and option B both have 1 in the units place. So we need to solve this. We cannot directly mark the correct answer. Why not option C and option D? Now see, what did I say? 101.0 is nothing but 101 only. Now when we are having no points in the question, how can there be a decimal point in the answer? There cannot be. Yes. So when my problem has apples and oranges, there cannot be strawberries in the answer, right? So that is what the rule is. That is what we are doing here. So there are no decimals in the question. So there cannot be any decimals in the answer as well. They are given just to confuse you. 101 into 101. Now 101 into 1 becomes what? 101. Now new number with a 0. 0 into anything becomes what, children? 0 only. So 0 ones are 0, 0 zeros are 0, 0 ones are again 0. Now coming to the last digit, that is 1. Now again new digit, new line. After 1 we have 2 digits, so 2 zeros. 1 ones are 1, 1 zeros are 0, 1 ones are 1. Adding our partial products, 1, 0, 2, 0, 1. What is our final answer? 10201. That is option B. Clear, children? Multiplying 101.0 into 101. Coming to question number 18. Sorry, question number 19. Again, use multiplication to evaluate 7 by 9 into 4 by 5. Now these 7 by 9 and 4 by 5 are fractions, children. We have not covered this topic yet, but I'll just simply tell you how to multiply this here. Now just add both the numbers on top. Multiply the numbers on top, 7 into 4, and then write the divided by symbol. This is called as divided by or by. Then multiply the numbers below. 9 into 5. 7 4s are 28 by 9 5s are 45. What is our answer? Option B, 28 by 45. Okay, children, we will discuss this in our further classes about fractions. But for now, you just understand how did I do the multiplication here. I multiplied the numbers on top. Then I wrote the by symbol. That is, I put a dash. And then I multiplied the numbers in the bottom. 7 4s are 28 by 9 5s are 45. Coming to the... Now children, there are two ways to solve this question. Okay. Now let me tell you the first way. What is the first way is, take the answers given in the option and try. Yes, what is this? 70 is the value of pear. So let us keep 70 here. When we keep 70, mango is how much? mango is 5 less than pear. Yes, the difference is 5, right? So when we subtract 5 from the it will be 65. Now pear is 70 and mangoes are 65. Add these all together. 65 plus 65 is equal to 130 plus 70 becomes 200. Yes children, but here we are having 230. So option A is not the correct answer. Coming to option B, 75. Now when pear is 75, what will mango be? 75 minus 5, that is 70. Now 70 plus 70 plus 75. Now 5 plus 0, 5. 5 plus 0 again 5. In the sum we will have 5 in the units place, but here in the sum we are having 0 in the units place. So again option B is also our wrong answer. Coming to option C, 65. So when pear is 65, mango will be what? Mango will be 65 minus 60, 65 minus 5, that is 60. So 65 plus 60 plus 60. Okay children? Again adding the digits in the ones place. 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 5, 5. But in the sum we are having 0 in the units place. So again option C is also not our correct answer. What are we left with? We are left with option D, 80. Pear is 80 and mango becomes what? 80 minus 5, 75. Let us add 75 plus 75 plus 80 is equal to 5 plus 5, 10. 10 plus 0, 0. 0 here, 1 carry. 10 plus 0, 10. 0 here, 1 carry it. 1 plus 7, 8. Yes, 8 plus 7, 15. 15 plus 8 is equal to 23. What is our sum children? 230. Yes, we got the same sum. When did we get it? When we took the value of pear as option D, 80. So we can say that option D, 80 is our correct answer. Now this was one method of solving this. Now what is the other method? Means this is a little bit tricky here children. Now they gave us that the value of pear minus mango is equal to 5. Yes or no? The value of pear minus mango is equal to 5. Now what will be the value of pear? Pear is equal to mango plus 5. Yes. Then what will be the value of pear? Pear will be equal to mango plus 5. Let us say we are finding out the minuend. This is the minuend, subtrahend and difference. Now what will be the value of minuend be? Subtrahend plus difference. That is what we are doing here. Mango plus 5. So in place of pear here I will write mango plus 5. Now how many mangoes are we having? 1, 2, 3. So 3 mangoes plus 5 is equal to 230. Okay children? 3 mangoes plus 5 is equal to 230. Now 3 mangoes becomes what? This plus 5 we do not need here, right? We only need mangoes. So plus 5 goes to that side. The opposite of addition is subtraction, so it becomes minus 5. 230 minus 5 is equal to 225. What did we arrive at? 3m, that means 3 mangoes is equal to 225. Now what will be the value of 1 mango children? Yes, we need to divide. 225 divided by 3. 3 sevens are 21 minus 1. 5 brought down. 3 fives are 15. 0 is our remainder. What is the answer? 75. Now don't get confused. What is the 75? 75 is the value of mango. But we need to find out the value of pear. What did we write here? Pear is equal to mango plus 5. Now when mango is equal to 75, pear will be equal to what? Mango plus 5, that is equal to 75 plus 5, that is equal to 80. Pear is equal to 80, that is option D. Clear children? These are the two ways to solve the given question. You can choose either of the ways. I hope today's class was clear, and we'll discuss some more previous year Olympiad questions in the next class as well.